Hello everybody and welcome to my first, hopefully of many, Redstone tutorials. Today we are going to be focusing on, if I get my camera right, flying machines. Yay! Right, now, flying machines, they come in all shapes and sizes. We got this one with slime blocks, we got this one with honey blocks, we got this one going horizontally, we got this one going vertically. It can go anywhere. They are very, very versatile. They have many, many uses that I simply cannot get into in this video. This video is just going to be covering the absolute basics, how they work, and how you can possibly implement them in some simple farms. So, how they work is a little bit of a run through. An observer observes the block directly in front of it, so that would be the block where my head currently is. That is observing that block and seeing any updates. An update is any change. It could be a redstone signal. It could be a block being placed, crops growing. Literally anything that changes the status of the block is an update. Anything that makes sand fall, that's an update, and that's what the observer detects. Now, when an observer does detect that, it spits out a redstone signal out of its back end, out of this little red dot here, and we can see there's an arrow facing that way. That's where the redstone signal is going to go. Right now I've got it set up to go into this piston. Now this piston is going to push, obviously it's a piston. I think you know what piston does. It's quite self-explanatory really. This piston is going to push this slime block. Now slime blocks have an interesting property. When they are pushed, anything that they are touching also gets pushed. So that is all of these 4 blocks here. This block is touching this, and if that's moving, then that's going to move that, and that's moving, then that's going to move that. So these 4 blocks, this module is going to move 1 block over. But this observer then observes, wait, this block has just been updated. This block is different now because it's got me inside of it. I'm going to put a redstone signal into this piston that pulls this module here. So if we update this block, then this piston becomes the pusher, and then that pushes, updates this block, this piston becomes the puller. I will get into more detail of how why the pistons work the way they do a little bit later on. As I said before, these machines are very, very versatile. We can have honey blocks, for instance, which are effectively, in this case, is just a different colour slime block. It's slightly more difficult to harvest, however, so I would suggest just going for the slime. The only reason I would use honey is if I were using slime right next to it, because as I say, slime and honey stick to any other block apart from each other. So if you're making lots of complicated flying machines or anything like that, all very close together, I'd use a mix of honey and slime so nothing sticks together. Now I'm just going to do a quick step by step. There's nothing in the chest. Oh dear. So now I'm just going to do a quick step by step. This is all you need to make one of these. Just the one. This is all you need. So you want to start off by doing that. Make a 2 like that. And then another 2 like that. You've got this kind of zig, not quite a zigzag, just a zig pattern there. And then angling yourself correctly, aiming at this corner of that block. You place a piston there. Make sure it's facing the right way. It should be facing this way, and it is. Doing the same on this side, aiming for the same corner, but on the bottom of this block. They should be a mirror image. Now doing the same for the observer. So the face should be facing outside, and if we remove this piston, we can see the red dot is facing into the piston. If you don't want to remove the piston, you can always just look at the arrow. That's where the redstone signal is going to go. And same over here. And there we have it. That is a flying machine. Really, really easy. This is one of my favourite designs of flying machines, just because how easy it is, how simple. And I'm pretty sure it's probably the most simple flying machine out there. If I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments. But yeah, tileability. Now, with slime blocks, tileability is always going to be an issue. They stick to everything apart from honey. So, with this specific design, I wouldn't bother. This is the closest I would do. If you do want larger and more complex machinery, do look at some other more intricate designs for flying machines. But this, as I say, is a beginner's guide, just teaching you how it works. I want to quickly touch on immovability. Immovability means certain blocks cannot be moved by pistons, and therefore stop flying machines. So these are just some of the blocks. A lot of other blocks can do, like such as end portal, not the frame, but the actual portal itself. Nether portal, same as. They all cannot be pushed by a piston. I'll leave a full list in the description. My favourite, however, is obsidian. So, demonstrate. You just push this lever, and it sets off, and then it stops when it hits this. The whole thing stops together. This bit doesn't fly off. It all stops together, nice and neat and tidy. And then I can send it back. So how this works, I'll go step by step. This block here, the lever, is being updated when I flick it. This observer is observing that update and putting a redstone signal into this piston. Now, a piston needs 1.5 redstone ticks to expand and then retract. However, a observer only gives 1.0 redstone ticks. So it's got enough to push, but not to pull. So when this observer is making this piston push these 4 blocks, 1 block, but it's just leaving them there. That's when these 2 come in. This one realizes, oh, I've been moved. That's an update. I'll send a thing. This one, it's got nothing to push, because if you think, it's 1 block over there. It's got nothing to push, so all it can do in its 1 redstone tick is pull. And that's fine. It's got the time because there's nothing to push. And then these blocks get pulled. This gets an update. These blocks gets pushed. This gets an update. These blocks get pulled. This one is the pusher. This one is the puller. And then if we update this one will become the pusher, and this one will become the puller. And this can go on ad infinitum. You cannot, unless there is a immovable block, such as any of these, or unloaded chunks, then these will just go on forever. And as a quick demonstration of that, just going to dunk on, oh shit, oh my god, Elon Musk was right, it is quite hard to go into space. Hold on, there we go. My spaceship has become invisible, however. Oh no, there it is. Yes, right, well, there you go, I'm currently going into space. and I will not stop ever. This is my life now, in a apparently vanishing spaceship. So yeah, obviously I'm not going to go into unloaded chunks just going straight up. This is awfully loud though, so I'm going to just jump off. That can go on forever. Yeah. Now, I'm sure you've seen this suspiciously full looking sugarcane farm. Now, this is obviously just an example. Any farm of this size you just do by hand, or a lot easier method than using a flying machine. However, if these were thousands and thousands of blocks, I have one on my survival world that gives me around 2,000 sugarcane items per hour, and yes, it's a lot bigger than this, and I do need flying machines. So, if you've been paying attention, you already know how this works. If you haven't, well, I'm just very disappointed. So, if I push this button, this redstone gets an update. This observer notices that update, sends this piston redstone signal, pushes these. This realizes it's been pushed, pulls these, and so on and so on and so on until it hits that obsidian. Now, who wants to see it in action? Perfect. So obviously in a real farm you'd have a hopper, or minecart system, or villager slaves, whatever, picking up these. However, this is just an example to show off the flying machines, and it's already grown back. Lovely. So it cuts it off right at the stem. There you go. And then once it's all regrown, I'm going to wait for that though, you can just send it straight back. Lovely. And thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a like. If you really liked it, give it a subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video.